unaishi wapi? Pesa una magari mangapi? We yako mapozi tu, sasa nikupeleke wapi? Basi imba nisikie, pengine utanivutia. Cheza kidogo. Imba nisikie, pengine utanivutia. Imba kidogo. Acha niwaze, acha nikufikirie, acha niwaze, acha niwaze, acha nikufikirie, acha niwaze, ili niamue.
Sina mkwanja unajua, yani kama mgambo kwanda langu siyavua.
Umapepe nishakupa kule kule, tangu enzi za shule kule, nichache nishakupa kule kule. Nimekuchagua wewe, uwe wangu nisikize kwa milele, tafadhali usiniumize.
Acha niwaze, acha nikufikirie, acha niwaze, acha niwaze, acha nikufikirie, acha niwaze, ili niamue.
Japo ukikujua jina kwangu sawa, ila usizidishe ukaja mtoa dina ntapagawa. Ni mwenzako vumilivu sina, uwe haya takuganda kama rubani we wako chawa. Kweli mapenzi ninayo, pesa na mali sina, ila nimesha yapitayo, kesho nitakuwa na jina, jivunie. Kubariki I say, sit down na be kama we hakana ni I say.
Hey, acha niwaze.
Good afternoon, family.
Acha nikufikirie.
Grand Rising.
Acha niwaze.
6 minutes past the top of the hour. Welcome to the Pan-African Blishon.
Acha nikufikirie. Acha niwaze. Ili niamue. Pengine utanivutia. Cheza kidogo. Imba nisikie, pengine utanivutia. Imba kidogo.
Yes, and of course, karibuni sana. That is Ruby featuring the Mafik Wacha Niwaze, one of my favorite actually TBTs. Not on a Thursday, but karibuni sana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope your week has been fantastic. Hope you're ready for the weekend, and of course, hope March is driving you or matching you, matching along with it very well. But karibuni sana to the first-time listeners on Rumble BitChute, to the returning listeners and subscribers on Rumble BitChute on YouTube, everyone on the radio. Hope you guys are doing great today. Well, we shall be talking about the West, which has been trying as much as it can, despite the multiple assassination attempts we've been seeing. They have been trying on Ibrahim Traore. It has not stopped, where they have been funding millions of dollars. That is to ensure that Ibrahim Traore has been overthrown out of the seat. And we've seen, of course, we talk about the massive, amazing changes he's done actually in his country. We've seen him building the biggest pharmaceutical industry in Africa. We've seen him, of course, creating more hospitals, and of course, this is to ensure that also the healthcare system is affordable and enriches everyone. We've seen him, of course, also talking about agriculture, where he's been able, to farm and show the African countries that we're capable of actually producing our own food without us importing. He's been able to ensure also that prisoners are also active in this. We've also seen recently he's bought some few buses, of course, for the country, to enable that actually transportation is also cheaper and very affordable. And we've also seen him also adding more tractors. This is when you talk about actually the agricultural center. He also added more tractors. That was last week. And this week, he has actually been able to produce or manufacture its own, or Burkina Faso is able to manufacture its own detergent. And this is something positive to report. And we've seen these massive changes that are actually happening along his country, people getting job opportunities, and he's inviting Africans all over the continent to actually join him in this particular fight. It's a threat to the West, and this is why we're seeing, of course, the fundings of millions when it comes to him being overthrown, and of course them trying to go back to civilian ruling. Along that, we shall also, of course, discuss what is happening in Malawi. Malawi has joined, of course, the Alliance Sahel state, and this is, of course, when it comes to exportation of our own mineral resources. It's amazing to see that African countries finally are realizing that we've not been making any profit despite all this collaboration and all this bullshit they keep on talking about. But along that, we shall also talk about Mali, which has been able, of course, to suspend some of the artisan gold mining permits in the country. We shall talk about what is happening in Nigeria, which has launched a new standard when it comes to the guidelines for organ and tissue transplant. We shall discuss what is happening in Sudan. We shall also talk about what is happening in Congo, and along that, we shall also talk about what is happening in our very own country right here in Kenya and also in Sierra Leone. So those are our top discussion. But before we get back to the music, I'd love to remind you to check out the amazing supplements we have on the BHFN Sports page, and you can find this by downloading our app. Very easy on the Google Play Store if you are an Android user. If you are an iPhone user, www.blackoutfirenetwork is the name of the website's link. But let me give you some brain and focus formula as we get back to one more jam and come back with the quote of the day as we get to the discussion.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Toto ni mkali kabisa, mentali kali shama penzi yamenishika over me. Motoni utanipeleka mwenzako na nengene kati unavyoserereka over me. Kwenye friji shika ubaridi ukitulize, tembea na pepo kupombaya tuupulize. Sipa kupanga nyumba yako wasiulize, chana na DMs kakuna swali niulize. Mimi na speed mama sobeda tajirize, ini asali na lido na nyuki sikatize. Nikiwa mbali wetuma picha nijimalize, nili nishibe kasema mama nisiba. You are not the bestie, we are not the bestie, which is the best thing. Cinema rafiki my bestie, wamebaki na eti Johnny my love na kupeti eti nyama yangu shida nini kuimarineti kileleni, baby girl be my guest. Makini experience shows and show maneno mapya sina, siasa kwenye mapenza inatina vina. I say kama jicho linavyohitaji kopya, I say kifirisika hisia njoni kopya, I say sina riba, kitobo ni kazi yangu kuziba.
Da 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 umenimaliza. Da 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 akili kabisa ya data. Da 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 umeniweza mpenzi. Da 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 da.
Kikutazama machoni naona makopa na legeza sauti tasema sikufoka wanaotusema na waitia mamangu adija kopa na tamu yako nakupa popote unapotaka. Sema leo nataka kwenye bathroom au hayat twende zetu tuka book room, nakupa 3D wengine wanaendelea kuzoom, mixa kitu cha chuga kichaa kipande boom. The way you touch my neck, touch my back, touch my boo. Don't ever wanna look back. All my exes will be mad at you. boo, unavyonifanya sitojali ukiona side chick, kinibandua sibanduki, uendelea tu, mwambie mwenzangu waelewe mimi ndo main chick, na ukipenda mlete tu, mle wote tu.
Tukianza siachika katikati niko na itikadi mwisho, mindset on air dina pati slipo, shona kupea free na sitaji dipo, chamge yoni damali za vijito, blunt na mikupatie mado badai, stand za mi huwa za mapose walai, close your eyes and let me hold your thighs, and it ain't no surprise I never.
Yes, karibuni sana once again. That is Calligraph Jones, John McKinney, Rosary. We have, of course, Nandi, Moni Stamina. The name of the jam is called one of my favorite also Tanzania music. But before we get into the conversation of the day, my quote of today is a weekend reminder. It's okay to have no plans. It's okay to lay in the bed all weekend. It's okay to put your phone down. It's okay to binge watch your show. It's okay not to work. It's okay to take a break and recharge. Well, we were saying yesterday, it's okay, especially heavy on, it's okay to not have plans. It's okay to actually just stay in the house, because we were talking about how so many young girls have to be outside there, because you want to hang out with a group of people, but you are broke. And then you end up requesting a Uber, and then you end up being done bad because you're moving around, especially at night, understanding you are a lady. Your life is very vulnerable and you need to take care of yourself. So it's okay to have no plans. Chill in the house, watch your favorite show, watch your favorite maybe movie or comedy or animation. Personally, I'd rather watch animation or just put animation running or something running on my TV, even if I'm not watching, so long as I'm just in the house. I don't know about you, but it's okay to have no plans. So be safe this weekend with whatever plans you have, but it's okay to have no plans. But of course, as we get into the conversation of the day, I want to start, of course, with what is happening in Mali. Some positive news before we get into the shenanigans of Africa and, of course, its leadership. I want to start with what is happening in Mali. Of course, we've seen Mali has been able to seize or take back control of different mineral sites that, of course, were being owned by some Canadian companies, other Chinese companies. And with all that, we've also witnessed, of course, Mali also demanding full payment of what the companies actually owe the countries. And this is in all those times that they have been exporting, of course, the resources out of the country. But it has also come today or just a few hours ago where we've seen Mali has been able to suspend some artisan gold mining permits for the foreign companies after a series of accidents. And this is amazing, of course. And this is how we've seen finally Africa. And we should go back to the classes of us being taught now the value of the resources we have. What can we do with them? So long as we're also taking control, we want to, create manufacturing industries and all that. We need also to bring back the education back in school so that people do not just learn. We have gold, silver, and all that. And then what is the worth? Because we've seen how the exploitation when it comes to our people, exploitation of resources, our people are paid them bare minimal, literally $2, while something is actually worth billions and trillions of money. It's crazy. But let me share this very quickly as we get into it, as you give your thoughts regarding this.
Mali said on Wednesday it was suspending licenses for foreign artisanal gold mining companies after a series of fatal accidents in the West African country, one of Africa's top 3 gold producers. General Assimi Goïta, president of Mali's transitional government, ordered the suspension of artisanal mining permits granted to foreigners, according to a statement issued following the Council of Ministers meeting, which was read out on the national television. The move comes in response to accidents at mining sites that have claimed the lives of dozens of people, most recently in January in Kulikoro region.
Exactly, because I remember me reporting that. I remember me reporting the where we had some people who lost their lives in that so-called illegal mining site. But of course, these are all these foreign companies that are to be blamed, that have set up these sites right here. They're exploiting us, benefiting of us, but there's no safety measures when it comes to the people when they're mining. I remember I always loved going back to the 2022 article that was released by Ghana after some few people, 2021 actually, when they lost their lives. And then we had the government of Ghana claiming how they're going to come with these safety measures to ensure there's detection of maybe any kind of sort of landslides, or if the people's lives are in danger, so that they can have some sort of alarms that tell them and alert them early enough before any landslides or anything that might sort to tend to happen. But all this has not been implemented. But of course, I'd say the Alliance Sahel state is headed towards the right direction. The fact that you're actually taking control of your own sites means that if you actually, of course, start profiting from all these resources that are being mined or are being mined in your country, which you're gonna profit from, is gonna come also with the safety measures of the people who are working there, and probably even machines. Man, we don't need to see the people working just, all that. We should have machines that actually should do all that heavy load, that should actually make work easier for Africans instead of us trapping ourselves in caves for days and weeks and months so that we can just earn $2.
In the south of the country, and in February, in Kaya region in the southwest, artisanal gold mining is estimated to produce around 30 tons of gold a year and represents 6% of Mali's annual gold production. The Council of Ministers statement said measures would be taken to facilitate the recovery of equipment used in gold panning and its addition to national patrimony.
Yeah, so they get that and then they go drink some moonshine, which is so crazy. But that is what is happening in Mali. But so far, so good. Personally, I'm proud of the three countries, the Alliance Sahel state, combined together. They have been really, really doing great. And of course, we've been seeing they're trying as much as they can to return these three countries into civilian rule, because they're making major transitions that we've seen the rest of the puppets have not been able to make. All they do is give us excuses after excuses after excuses. But on this other end, we want to shift, of course, a little bit on what is happening. Of course, when it comes to all these resources, we've seen countries being affected. Every African country is affected. I always love saying that. Just the fact that we don't see it on the news every single day does not mean that we don't have African people in every African country trying to run for their lives because of the displacement, the shooting, and that all the domination that white people come with, especially the gangs, and trying to take everything away from you forcefully. So, of course, we have the war that has been going on in Sudan for the last 2 years. This is between the RSF and the other. Of course, all of them are funded. You saw how they always act like, all of them, I believe, they are funded. And this war is not meant to end, because, again, we don't call the shots as African people. Our African leaders don't call the shots. As a matter of fact, we saw this week or last week, these people are demanding for an election date to be set, while people are actually trying to flee for their lives, to save themselves. So it doesn't make sense. You can see literally the white people are not here to save Africa, but they're here to take control and to still maintain their power, which never helps African people. It's all about the power dynamics, which just helps them. But we have the Sudan, which of course has taken the RSF to Hague. The Hague, the ICC, the same ICC we saw them holding Ruto and Kenyatta accountable. The same Hague is supposed to help Sudan to regain or solve its cases. Forget not. This is, of course, all, I'd say, Kabuki theater, the way Keith loves to call it, all to make us think that some moves or some changes that are meant, or we should hope for change. We should keep on hoping for change. It's there, but it's not going to happen. So let me share this as we continue.
Sudan has filed a case with the International Court of Justice claiming that the United Arab Emirates has violated the Genocide Convention by supplying weapons and funding the Rapid Support Forces, a rebel group involved in the ongoing conflict in Sudan. The United Arab Emirates has rejected these allegations, labeling them a cynical publicity stunt aimed at diverting attention from the Sudanese armed forces' role in the ongoing violence. Sudan's complaint submitted on Wednesday states that the RSF and its allies have committed serious crimes, including genocide, murder, rape, and other human rights violations against the Masalit community. Both the RSF and the Sudanese military have been accused of abuses during the conflict, which began in April 2023, leading to over 24,000 deaths and displacement over 14 million people, according to the United Nations.
Trust me, the number of deaths, of course, is more than that. The displacement of the people they're saying is 14 million. The number of deaths is more than that. We were just reading about the cases of rape, which actually is affecting even 1 year. So all this is just a lie. The heck is gonna do for Sudan. There's nothing they have done for Kenya. Kenya, we have literally crimes that still most of the people are suffering and very traumatized from because of the 2007 election, and still many things that are happening in Kenya. We've been having Kenyans trying to file for a petition for Ruta to be held accountable because of the abductions, the killings that happened during the demonstration, which was very peaceful. So the Hague is not going to help us at anything. And I think this is why, again, I love saying Africa is a high time. And I love questioning again. I think I'm going to do a research on that. I want to see what really happened to the so-called African court that was supposed to be built in Arusha, where if the funds were allocated, who really gave us the funds? Who gave Arusha the funds? Because this happened immediately after John Magufuli died, and the project was supposed to be complete by this year, I remember 2025, but there's no even traces of anything that is happening, meaning Africa, we're not supposed to move forward. We're not supposed to actually even, when it comes to decision making, it's not up to us. Again, we don't call the shots. Bakaribu sana Keith, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I waited for you to go crazy on me.
Of course.
Sana.
Thank you for your patience.
Asante Sana, Joby. I just figured something out from what you just said. That's why Ruto has allowed the UAE to bring in those rebel forces in Kenya. I just thought because Kenya has no economy without sending people to what they call the Middle East. That's the money. That's where their money comes from. So that's why they can allow. So why would you allow these terrorists to put up a shadow government in your country? Who would do that? And you gave me the damn answer yesterday when I found out that the money coming back from Arabia is what props the government up. That's why I'm like, wow. Now I get it.
It's very wicked. Ruto man needs to be Ruto. This all people, man. We just need everything dissolved in this world, man. We need the whole world needs to go on a revolution. We're not safe anywhere. There's no part of the world where it's safe. I mean, for the Alliance State, they're trying to be safe, but they're still being attacked. But there's nowhere where the rest of us where we're safe.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? And that's exactly true for black. That's true. That's as honest and as truthful as can be. That's why black people gotta learn to take back power. Shout out to Ibrahim and the rest. You gotta take back power. You gotta do unapologetic. Can't be scraping and smiling and everybody. No. Shout out to the see, and this is what happened to the Sudanese. They were with these
Your audio is choppy. I think you're in a bad area. I don't know what's happening. I can hear you. But in okay. Let me give you some time before you begin that. But this is what is happening in Sudan. Like I'm saying personally, of course, it's been 2 years. If actions were to be taken the way we've been seeing them pushing for Palestine, Israel, actions would have been taken, but they don't tend to do that. The same thing when it comes to Congo. If actions were to be taken on who is, supposed to be held accountable for all this, they would have been taken. But of course, we're talking about the same people are killing the Palestinians, Israel itself. So it's so crazy to see that. I kind of tend to just question the people, and then being a journalist, I tend to question these journalists who are on the mainstream media. Like, do you just go sleep comfortably, okay, knowing that you're lying to people? Like, isn't your conscience just, ain't you haunted by anything? Don't you feel guilty? Don't you feel you're just comfortable laying on your bed every single night, knowing that you give out reports, and every month a check is coming, you feeding off people lies? It's quite sad, I always tend to question myself, because if personally I get affected by just telling the truth, how can you be so affected by knowing you're telling millions of people are listening to you lies? And you know the truth, but you have to lie. It is just so crazy, man. But yes, that is what is happening in Sudan. As we get to move on this other end, the same situation is happening in Congo. As we talk about, because we know the war in Sudan, of course, is because of the mineral resources. The war in Africa in general is about the mineral resources. The displacement of the people is because of our lands, what is beneath the land and the land itself. So on this other end, we have Kinshasa, that is Congo, where, of course, there is a contract between, of course, the DRC Congo and the Chinese companies, which, of course, have not helped Congo benefit in any way. And this all goes back to all the leaders because they're supposed to be held accountable. All these leaders have really completely failed into when it comes to protecting the lives of African people, the mineral resources, teaching us what is real. They have all failed. All we see is blame games after blame games. We've been seeing Joseph Boakai blaming Skedi blaming Joseph Boakai, back and forth. And that's the bullshit they play in front of people's faces to make us think like, oh, he was the worst leader. But you are the one who's present right here. I love saying that. What are you doing to make a change? You know? Did you get a bullet in your head or in your chest somewhere? Is your life or your children's lives threatened so you can try at least and see and notice you're making a change? No. All you're doing is growing some balloon stomach, flying countries to countries, telling us how you're trying to make a change. And there's nothing you do for the people. There's nothing you do. So they're saying that a controversial mining deal between I wonder why they're calling it controversial. But a controversial mining deal between the DRC and China has come under a spotlight as
because
NGOs.
because it's controversial because if you go to those miners, you see the Africans are impoverished. Africans are impoverished digging that shit, and they only get like 50 cents a day for goddamn 20 hours of labor, Joey.
Exactly.
Like 50 cents for labor from sun up to sundown. And China is getting rich, and it's not their shit. That's why it's controversial, because the African, like only the African, allow someone to come in, find their own property, they take all the wealth, and leave Africans impoverished. That's why it's controversial. No one cares until the African gets a backbone and doesn't allow itself to be exploited. You know, that's why China looks where it looks like, and DRC looks like it does. But who's got the wealth? Ain't nobody digging in China for no wealth. They're digging in Africa, in the DRC. So you got another race of people come in your country, extract your wealth, and leave you and put you in slavery. When you working sun up to sundown, making fucking what's that like? How many shillings? How much is 50 cents in shillings? I don't know what that is, but it ain't nothing. Ain't even $1. You ain't making $1 a day. You're working 20 hours a goddamn day.
It's sad. It is sad. So they're saying that a controversial mining deal between the DRC and China has come under the spotlight as NGOs and civil society groups warn of financial losses and lack of transparency. 1 year
NGOs, why the NGOs were about? That's the CIA. About, hey, we need our cut too. NGOs don't give a shit. That's the fake CIA. But hey, why the Chinese getting all the money? We need it too. It's not about helping any black people. They don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, even the Human Rights Watch, all of them.
That's all fake. It's all fake.
Yeah, they're saying that a major mining agreement between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Chinese consortium is facing renewed scrutiny as civil society organization alleged that a recently renegotiated deal continues to put the Congolese state at a disadvantage. The CNPAV coalition, I don't know what that really means. It's just some hard French Congo word. I don't know. That's some French term that I can't even pronounce for shit. But yeah, they're saying that this comprises of anti-corruption NGOs who claim that the new terms are still heavily skewed in favor of Chinese companies. Of course, I mean, come on. You know, it's crazy how these people want to play dumb when we have videos of how these people treat Africans. Want to play dumb when we see how they wanna put you on a gunpoint because of you demanding your pay.
Yeah.
So why are they playing dumb, trying to act like all the Chinese? these people know what they know what they're doing, and this one, when you see them actually even being caught, they can stand up firmly, with this mocking kind of faces, because they know that you're not gonna take them anywhere. They have this kind of mocking faces, like you just yap when you're done. I'm gonna go back to my country.
Exactly.
Continue whining because you see me superior, man. And that's why you need to teach African. You need to start with the children again. I understand what you say now when you say it starts with the children. You need to teach your children, and that's why I love that video of I can't remember it was in which country, but that young girl was scared of the Mzungu. That's what we need to teach the children. You need to be scared of this white skin. This is
don't be scared of them. But
Be
tell
scared.
them
Be scared.
No, your fear makes you dominant.
I'm not saying promote fear in that essence. I'm saying being scared in the manner of, number one, you shouldn't be friendly, because that's the bullshit we've been taught of.
You shouldn't be friendly, exactly, but you don't be scared.
We're all humans. We're all supposed to treat each other. They don't treat us the same. We
just they don't.
Yesterday of them trying to telling a woman to drink our own blood, your own menstrual blood. Do you know how psychopathic you are?
Yes, Joby. Most Africans don't know anything about that. That was disgusting.
Yeah, you need to be taught how to be scared of that pale-looking skin. There's no way you can dare be friendly. There's no way you should feel comfortable talking to them. They don't owe you no history. Their history is full of lies. They want to be the superior people. That's why they make you feel inferior, because they are inferior in real life.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
Shit.
That's true. So what Joby said was so good. I was on a live yesterday and on TikTok, shout out to young black people. And the white people getting all so mad when they say you're not like us and you are inferior to us. You tell me, no, we all come from monkeys. The black people don't got any monkey genetics. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Other white people getting all mad. We came from you. No, you didn't. And he said, why you got animal hair? Why is your phenotype of an animal? White people. And white people get mad. This is all facts. It's all based. How'd you get here? Because the earth didn't bring you here. I love the way the young kids know gene splicing. You were created. Yes, you were. That's the evidence. You didn't just turn to no monkey, became no man.
Exactly. And that's how we need to go after them. No more smiling at them. No more, because these people have been. I was watching there's this Mzungu guy who's in Kenya, and he's always just preying on young girls. I'm just like, I don't know why people always give him the clout to the point where he's become so famous here in Kenya. I'm like, man, you're all embracing the wrong people.
Because of the Jesus thing, Joe. Because of religion, you worship white people, so that's why he gets that privilege. The worship of the African mind has been destroyed from colonialization, and you didn't have the education level, like I said, teaching the youth how to come out of that mindset. So you got to decolonize the mind. That's why I used to get mad at some of them goofy wigs that you wear white people's wigs. That means you're still fucked up in the head. You're an African sitting in Africa wearing a white man's wig on your head. There's something wrong with you. There's a problem, Joby. You're fucked up in the head. You're colonized in the head. Shout out to Ibrahim. Traore understood that and got rid. You got to get rid of this. You can't have a culture designed to worship your enemy. So that's why he's getting all the clout, Joby. You have a culture in Africa. Nigeria is worse. You can't. I don't care what nobody. Nigeria is worse than Kenya with the worship of this cracker. Period. Ain't nobody gonna tell me any different. But you have cultures in Africa because of colonialism that you have not torn down the worshiping of this savage. You got actual savage worship, which is great because of the lies of their fake history. So you got a group of superior Africans worshiping savages who never even washed their ass. They breasts stunk. They were filthy and dirty. So the world is turned upside down. You got the people that used to be the smartest on the planet, Joe, the most civilized on the planet, now giving reverence and a religion of worshiping a savage. It's crazy. That's why it happens. It's like, and then and since you give them that, that's why you show that guy at KFC can act like that because he knows you treat him like a god. Just like I always love that story when you still live in Karen and you went to the grocery store and that white guy tried to cut in front of you because he expected you, Joby, to give up your spot.
I'm not. I don't care. I don't care how white you are, whatever Chinese you are. I know who I am.
That's because you know who you are, Joby. You know you have knowledge of self, which most Africans still don't. They're learning, but they still don't. So that's why it happened. So when they come across you, they see you not gonna let them in line. Like whoa, like that white person in Tanzania. So you weren't gonna be treated like shit. Like whoa.
Let me see if I can find that video. This video I was trying to share yesterday of this lady was explaining the same thing. How religion has really been a very big weapon. Of course.
Of
course. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, and I saw with the comments I was even reading yesterday, they shocked me too. I didn't expect people to be still thinking that way.
Yeah.
Found it. This lady.
All right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
When you think about it, the complexity of the colonial systems is actually insane. And these people made sure like the systems reinforce each other. They like back up each other. There's no way you're going to break out of this matrix. Poverty.
She's South African. Hey, that's a South African lady. I get it. I get access. She's South African.
Mm-hmm. 3, religion. Religion makes the poor man understand or believe that he's deserving of what's happening to him. He can't kill the rich man, and his riches are not on earth. His riches are in heaven, even though God already gave them the riches on earth. Okay, sharp. Second is law. Law is morally influenced, religiously influenced, because a lot of things are wrong because they're wrong morally, therefore they are then. Like you can't kill, you can't steal, you can't. Some of them are morally influenced, you know? So they back up. Law backs up religion. Or religion backs up law, whatever the case may be. You can't kill the rich man. You can't steal from the rich man, even though the rich man is using you to make his money.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
Yeah, pause it. See, now they finally understand. And this was Napoleon said 250 years ago. The ruler of France, he said, thank God for this fake religion because the religion keeps the poor man from killing the rich man. And that's true. You've been given fake nonsense, fake bullshit because you've been given a fake religion. Mm-hmm. And Napoleon talked about that 250 years ago. He said, man, without this religious bullshit, you know, these poor people would kill our ass for exploiting them. Yes, because that's what you're supposed to do. But this fake religion that if you do it, you're going to go to hell and God and love your enemy. Are you crazy? Go ahead, Joey.
You can't steal, even though that's what happened. In order for us to be in this position, they killed and stole. Okay, sharp. The third one.
Exactly. Exactly. But they didn't come with no love. I know that says in your goofy history books, white people came with the mission. No, they came and robbed, steal, rape. That's the real history. Wasn't that bullshit you read in your history books about them loving you and bringing you some fake cracker to worship? That's a lie. Mm-hmm. Africa's rich. They said, oh shit, these niggas got this continent. It's wealthy as hell. They're wealthy. They know about Mansa Musa. They said they're wealthy. We're poor and fucked up. We want it. We're savage. We're gonna take it, steal it. We're bringing the goofy God into man. We're having you from this fake God. So they came in robbing and stealing and killing. Even Goofy Jomo, who got his library and his wine, told you the truth about, you know, the white man came. We had the land and all the wealth. They had the Bible. They told us to close our eyes. They said, oh, we had their Bible and they had all our land and shit. That's true. Go ahead, Joby.
Education is not the rich man versus the poor man. Education is just the poor man against themselves. All of y'all, if you are in the education system, you're poor. I'm sorry to let you know this. You're poor. You're just the best slave. There's a hierarchy of education, and once you get to the top, you basically a qualified slave. You make the most money because you're the most qualified slave. You're obedient. You
exactly
follow instructions. You're punctual. That's what school is for. They condition you to be slaves. Literally, you go to school, you wake up at a certain time.
But that's what Rockefeller said. Rockefeller, I don't want critical thinkers. And all the schools in the world are based on Rockefeller. I don't want critical thinkers like a Joby. I want slaves, obedient workers.
I hated school, man. I was like, who came up with this bullshit? Man, that's me. I used to question. I'm like, who's the inventor of education? This bullshit of waking up at 6. Because for me, especially my primary school was really so brutal. By 6, you're supposed to be class.
Joby, you were smart. You were pretty smart, boy. That got to be from a lot of your past life. You were smart. You questioned a lot. I never even questioned school. I didn't. You questioned a lot of shit.
I hated school that much, Kate, man. I really hated school. Oh my God. I'm like, God damn, who came up with this bullshit? I gotta be at school by 6 a.m. in the morning. And then when you go there, you hear cases of the teacher is literally touching girls, their boobs. That's why he's telling you guys to go to school in the morning. I'm like, God damn, this didn't happen to me, but
yeah. But still, most kids still don't question it, though, Joe. I never questioned it. Even I didn't like getting up in the morning. I still didn't question it. I thought, I'm a kid. I got to go to school.
I did. I remember I used to ask my friends, like, do you know the inventor of this bullshit? Like, who came up with this shit? We gotta go to school. Why can't we just learn everything at home? Life. We can just live.
I know. Wow, yeah, you must come up with a lot of knowledge. I never questioned none of that shit. I just thought it was the way things were. I wasn't questioning a lot of shit when I was young, like you and Airtime was. I didn't question a lot of shit. I just went along with it. I thought it was normal.
I hated going to church because I have to dress long dresses, and then I'm being forced to go to church.
I like going to church. I was a church nut.
I hated school because of the teachers, and then because I am forced to interact with people. I was such an introvert in primary, so I didn't like talking to people. Just leave me alone. Yeah. I don't want to be beaten. I'm beaten all the time in school. I hate it. Man, I really hated school so bad. So I was always like, who came up with this bullshit? Why did you come up with this shit of all the things?
Particular type of way, you have to behave a certain type of way. There's also rules and laws in school to teach you how to conduct yourself in a professional space, which is working a job. That's why you can't get a job without matric. Because you are not fully qualified. It's like, this one, they couldn't even finish basic school. They won't make it here. They can't be a proper slave. I'm actually tired, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And then on top of that, we have to follow this is a white man's world. We follow their traditions, their ways of living. That's why so many of you have depression and HDA, all these freaking mental illnesses, because this is not how you're supposed to be living. Your body is literally
exactly because you go see that's why they all fucked up, because we're living in a world created by psychopaths. See, if you didn't know that they were psychopaths, you understand the world we live. We're living in a structure created by psychopaths because they're psychopaths, and we never were supposed to be living this kind of fucked up life. Africans never lived like this, but we lost power, and so they define the rules, and the rules are psychopathy. We're living in the rules, and that's what Bobby Hemmett was talking about. So if you know these are hybrid species, you're not supposed to feel comfortable living in a world ruled by hybrids. That's why the world's fucked up. The world is psychopathic. So when Joby shows all these videos with the TikTok at night and all the damn sex abuse, that's because the system they put was to put everybody in poverty. So that causes all these conditions that we see in the world come from their system, their psychopathic system. Go ahead, Joe, you got it.
It can't take it. That's why so many of you have anger issues. That's why there's so much violence and anger. Everyone is angry.
Exactly. You know, exactly.
Everyone is angry because this is not how you're supposed to be living. And I don't blame you guys. I'm tired.
I'm glad. See, the Africans are figuring out. It's right. We never were meant to live all fucked up like this. We were never meant to be in poverty. Africans never were in poverty. This no good white man came and colonized. Africans never lived in any poverty, never lived in non-abundance. Africans always lived in abundance. That's why when the white man came, they invited to home and here, take all this. We have more than enough. White man said, no, I want all of it. Smack in the head, take it, steal. So we're living in their system because they're corrupt by nature. So everything is now corruptible and everything stems from the system that they built. It's, oh, look at these Africans now being prostitutes. No, that's a lie. That's the system the African finds themselves in. Unfortunately, you never find no prostitution, no fucking Africa, and all this crazy shit, this poverty situation, or Africans all on drugs. Why? Because they were happy. They live in abundance. Africa is abundance. That's why Africa. Why you got the Chinese? Why is everybody rich off of Africa? Because Africa is abundance. There was nobody starving or stealing. There was no jails. Can you imagine that? On the African continent, the Africans ruled it. There was no prisons. There were no police. Why? Who's robbing anybody? Everybody's got abundance. That's the systems you built, black people. You build systems always of love, of inclusion, of family. You don't build systems of inequality and two people on top and everybody's poor. You don't build systems like that because that's not your nature. We're in a system built by them and their nature, which is psychopathic. That's what's going on. Yep. As soon as you Africans get back power, the whole world system will change because you're fair and just by nature. Not the corrupt leaders you got now because they backed by white power. Your real nature will come back and the world will become just again because you'll have dominance over it. And you are a just people by nature. You set up, so you'll go begin to set up what? Loving systems. You don't know, well, nobody had to be without health care. You want to pay. All systems you create will be of love and caring and Ubuntu, because that's your nature. Go ahead, Joe, you got it.
Oh, but you have to pay someone to listen to your issue. Yeah. They say go to therapy so you can pay someone to listen to your experiences. There's no fucking way, guys. This is not the life God intended for us to live. I am so sorry. That's why, like, even praying for a job is like, I'm sure God is like, you praying for a what? I gave you water and fruits for and free. Everything you need.
For free. For a what? Exactly. The white man. Exactly. Thank God that the Africans are waking up. Everything we had was free, guys. Like Joby said, trade. Water was free. Fruits grow on the plant shit is free. God gave me everything for free. And you go to church, give us some money for this fake God, for their fake God. God gave you everything for free.
Exactly. But Africans, again, we don't even know all this history, you know. Most of us have that history of the white man came. He was the one who brought us everything, including the land. Did you bring us the land?
Exactly, Joby. That's a common sense question right there. Yeah. That would fuck up everything. How did you bring the land in Africa when it's your land, and now this cracker owns all your land?
Exactly. Like, did you come up with the land? You found me here. So what did you come with? What?
Exactly.
mission? Your mission was to kill, dominate, because you never had what I had. So
exactly.
Away from me, and you figured out ways. It amazes me somehow. I mean, though they had already studied, in the Kemet, right? Because it amazes me how when they now came to conquer Africa, they had so much knowledge, right? They really had.
Yeah, Joe, but remember, because before they colonized Africa, they had those, what you call them, the missionaries. So, and those were spies. So remember, there was the famous British guy in 1830. He's walking around Africa and he says, I've been throughout this whole continent and I've never seen one beggar, one thief. These people are so rich, so royal, so kind, so loving. I don't think we'll be able to colonize them unless we break their backs. Remember, this is what he wrote. Unless we break their backs and destroy their minds. And supplant their spirituality with our religion. We must, because I don't know how we be able to conquer these people, because they lack nothing. This is what he's telling you. He said they lack nothing. They want for nothing, Joby. Now Africans lack for everything. But he said, so they put their spies in to learn, and then they want to know what tribe is fighting against what tribe. So we can do divide and conquer. We can aggravate that for our benefit. So they had spies in Africa, Joby, pretend to be your friend, but they were gathering information.
It's the same case as here, man. They come as spies, pretending to be business investors. So this is a video here exposing, of course, how the West has been funding billions of dollars in Burkina Faso to majority of the people so that they can overthrow Ibrahim Traore.
Of course.
Of course, this comes, we've seen, of course, multiple attempts. So far, we'd count
because Ibrahim Traore is a threat, Joby. Because as he rises in Africa, show that Africa doesn't need anybody, and you're wealthy alone, all these other African puppets are not going to be able to sustain their people wanting to now emulate what Burkina Faso's doing. So that becomes so they gotta try to take his ass out.
Because he's taking back to what basically he's explaining.
Exactly, Joe.
Quality, living a free and fair life. Not feeling burdened, by our leaders. No heavy taxes. Everything is just free and fair. Literally.
Remember, he's giving you free housing. He said, how the hell can we live on the richest continent and everybody be poor? Exactly. Something's going on. How can you live? No, but there's no dispute. No one's going to argue with you ever that Africa's the richest continent. They're never going to argue with it because that's just an undisputable fact. So then why are the African people poor, Joby?
It's them. It's white people. It's white people. Yeah. White people, it's white people, and our presidents who took wines and libraries, which they already had. Damn people, you had all the books, all the wine.
Yeah, it comes from your land.
Exactly. How do you come sell me what is mine? I'm the innovator of books of writing. I taught you how to read them. And now you give me a whole. This is just so crazy, man. Damn ass people. Damn ass Uhuru. That is how is it called? Jomo Kenyatta and the rest, man. Crazy.
Ibrahim Traore stands as a formidable force against neo-colonial power, and this has made him a prime target. Now, after Muammar Gaddafi was removed from seat and unalived because of how outspoken he was as a leader against all odds, Ibrahim seems to be the next target. His unbending resilience and doggedness against the West needs to be studied, especially in expelling the West from Burkina Faso, his boldness, his speech delivery, and in making sure he fights for the rights of his people has totally infuriated the West. And they've been looking for ways to, silence the young man.
He doesn't say people. He says African people. He doesn't say Burkina. He said we're all one people, which is true. He said, no, this is for Africa. If I free Burkina, I'm freeing all of Africa. Because we're all been putting the same thing. Of course, it infuriates the West because the white man knows that Africa, they're back to poverty again. So that's why he's a threat. But I don't think you're going to be able to get him because too many Africans know the system now. They're not going to let you do what. See, when Thomas and Carr was fighting, his people were still ignorant. Too many Africans didn't know how the system works. They do now. They understand it. They're not going to let you kill this man. You know, you're going to try. He's smart. Don't be like Megafood when all them church people showed up, all that Catholic church leaders. Don't ever let the church motherfuckers around you. They're part of the same scam to knock you up and kill you. Go ahead, Joby.
Sanctions were imposed on Burkina Faso, but this did not stop Ibrahim Traore, neither did he bend to external pressure. Instead, he made bold moves in agricultural expansion, infrastructure development, and in strengthening the military. All this restructuring has contributed to the several attempts made on his life.
Office. Traore has survived more than 20 assassination attempts, a staggering number that underscores the relentless efforts to eliminate him. These coup attempts are not random acts of rebellion. They are carefully planned and heavily funded operations aimed at destabilizing Burkina Faso. Millions of dollars have been poured into these efforts, proving that foreign entities are willing to go to extreme lengths to eliminate Traore and regain control over the region. One of the most shocking coup attempts was uncovered just weeks ago in Ouagadougou. A foreign agent was caught in the act, attempting to bribe soldiers with an astonishing sum of 5 billion francs money intended to finance a coup against Traore. The plan began months earlier when an individual arrived in Burkina Faso under the pretense of being an investor. To the public, he appeared to be a businessman seeking opportunities in the country. However, behind the scenes, he was orchestrating a sinister plot. According to intelligence reports, this man was not acting alone. He had direct ties to powerful foreign entities that have long sought to destabilize not just Burkina Faso, but the entire Sahel region.
The West do not want to let go of Africa. Neither do they want anyone to stand up as a savior.
Exactly.
War and instability has been a major tool used.
You don't want to be a warrior. You still don't want to let us go. Like, what do you want? You don't want to save us, but you always walk in the name of, since the beginning, we came to save you. But no, you're not saving us. You're killing us. You're taking everything away from us. So where do you stand? Are you an enemy? Are you a hero? Because you don't make up the two. None. Do you make up?
Foreign entities to destabilize these nations in order to lay hands on their vast mineral resources. They make the nations come off as weak and unable to do anything on their own, hence depending on them.
Mm-hmm.
And in this relationship, they get to exchange something in return, and that is their minerals. Take a look at what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That is an example for us all. And not just that, we've had various examples like this in the past. We've had various situations such as this, where African nations sought help from the West. But what these guys didn't anticipate or prepare for is the outright loyalty of Ibrahim Traore's soldiers. They did not know that they would be so committed to the cause.
Exactly, because most of the coups, I think, this is, of course, the people are gonna, and the energy, I would say the energy of African people all over the globe literally is, I'd say, protecting Ibrahim. This is how probably surviving.
I agree with you, Joby. I agree with you. They're pouring all the love, all the protection into him. I agree with you, Joby.
Yeah, so I feel like the universe is literally protecting him because people are seeing all the changes he's doing, and this is what most of the people have been seeing. Africa, of course, outside the African continent, our fellow Africans, the Africans in the continent, those who have been speaking heavy on change. We can see it. We can literally see this is what we want. This is the type of leadership we've been talking about, the type of leadership that should be implemented. Exactly. But what was I to add? There's something I wanted to say. Let me just continue there. It's gonna come back.
Committed to backing Ibrahim Traore up, that they only pretended to work with a foreign entity for a while, only to gather intelligence.
Yeah, I was to add that the calls that we've been having, majority are always fake. So that's why it is so easy for also to have more fake coups after others. You know, them overthrowing. If this junta fails, another one is gonna be paid to overthrow them.
Exactly.
Civilian ruling. But this is so authentic. I believe also the soldiers, because of
It is
the
authentic.
fair pay, you know, and seeing the transition in their own country, which is favoring, of course, the lives of even their own people, their extended generations. I wouldn't want to go back to the same ass shithole, you know, that I'm just being with, you know, I'm being removed from. Shout out to Trump, you know, Trump. Hey, shout out to Trump.
There's money given to, amen, given to a country in Africa named Lesotho, which nobody's ever heard of.
This is so crazy. So we've had so many coups to the point where it is so easy for the soldiers to be bought out. But this is so real, and people see it, and that's why it is so hard for them to be convinced. They can see. We have the real deal right here. We have real shit working over the fake papers.
Yeah, exactly. They used to always come up with their little fake money and be able to overturn a government that wasn't doing what they wanted to do. So now it's becoming harder because you have an African youth that are saying no more. No more just your fake money to overturn something that we want to happen in our country. So I tell you, you keep even in power just for 10 years, Burkina Faso is going to be fucking Dubai. Watch and see.
I mean, it's
just
2
in
years.
10 years.
It's just 2 years. Now, let's say even 5 years. I mean, 2 years already, we can see all these amazing things. What he has done.
I know, it's crazy.
During this week, what he has also been able to do is they've started manufacturing their own detergents. Of course, we've been speaking about this.
I didn't heard about that yet. So he's doing the manufacturing detergent. He put a new airline in there. He's building the biggest hospitals in Burkina Faso. Real hospitals. Not that bullshit. Real hospitals. Goddamn. He's put meat back in Africa. Nobody has to go to Ukraine or Russia, where you got the best in Africa. So he's got wheat and built what we call one of them. You got one of them pasta factories. He took over the gold sector, put a gold mining refinery. He built new damn buses and made them free.
Exactly.
This shit's crazy. This motherfucker did everything. Goddamn. This nigga's Black Jesus.
The real Jesus is back.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so this is amazing to see that is happening in Burkina Faso.
And 2.5 years, and with their own money, without any loans. No one's in debt. No one's going to the fake IMF or the fake World Bank. It's all the shit they do. They own all of it. Look, I told Africa doesn't need any investors.
That's a proof. Yeah? He's proving everything. But yes, as we come to the end of today's show on the last conversation, of course, the rest of the African countries, we said they're going to start being threatened, of course, because of the major transition in Alliance Sahel state. We've seen Chad we've seen the Ivory Coast chasing, that is the French military, which of course they work.
And I'm going to put this out there real quick for you. I'm going to put this out. Ibrahim, do this. If you want to shock the world, do this. This is what Israel used to do. Take your paramilitary forces, plan a secret extraction. Go to Cote d'Ivoire and extract that motherfucker who killed Thomas Sankara, who was the president of Burkina Faso for 30 years. Go get his ass and bring him back and hang that nigga. Bring him back, put him on trial. You know he's guilty, he admitted. We know he killed Thomas Sankara, his best friend. Go get his ass. And let the world say, oh shit, then they know you fucking real. That you're not gonna be dominated no more by anybody white. Because when he did the crime, he killed the president. And Ivory Coast has been giving them sanctuary, which should be illegal. So I'm letting you know, because Ivory Coast, oh, you went through our borders, you came through our borders and extracted one of our people. Motherfucker, that was our people. He was president of Burkina Faso. He's wanted for murder. And you were keeping him there, and we went to get his ass. And that's our right.
Period.
And if you got anything to say, meet us on the battlefield, punk. and they're not. So that's what you would do, Ibrahim. Listen to me, brother. Don't extract this nigga. He's sitting there talking about bikini possible people, please forgive me. I was wrong for killing my best friend. Fuck that. You're gonna be wrong, like Joey said. Be a bullet in the chest or in the head. You get to choose. Okay? One or the other.
Which movie was I watching? It was like that. Let me see. Yeah, he betrayed. That was the same. There's a movie I was watching where this guy betrayed his family. It cost the life of his child, his wife. So after he came back for revenge after 12 years, he killed the same person who betrayed him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Pah! Shut the fuck up. Like, you betrayed me. You made me lose my wife and children because, that's the same. I mean, I'm relating to the same thing you're saying. It should be short. It should be, just because you apologize. Your apologies don't make a change, okay? You betrayed someone who was trying to make a change in the country for the people of Africa, but you was bought out with a few fake papers over the true real deal. Okay, but anyway, family, we're coming to the end of today's show, but like I said, before I leave, let me share this very quickly of what
yeah, that was murder, Joe. You don't get to apologize for murder. He killed somebody. He killed the president.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what you're saying. What he did. He came and apologized to the Burkinabe people. We don't take apologies, okay?
Decision that has sent shockwaves across Africa. Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera has joined the ranks of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger in a decisive move to ban the export of minerals from his country. The Malawian government has frozen exports of gemstones and other precious minerals and halted the issuance of new mineral export licenses. They were stealing so much money from Malawi, it's crazy. I don't know who was Malawi, it's a bunch of retarded niggas. They were stealing so much money from Malawi. They were stealing like $5 billion a year and only paying $600. I'm like, what? This is crazy. Go ahead. This drastic action is part of a broader effort to reform the mining sector, ensuring that Malawi gains full control over its vast mineral wealth, rather than allowing foreign corporations to reap disproportionate benefits. The Southern African nation is endowed with significant mineral deposits, including uranium, rubies, and sapphires. However, unlike its neighbors, Malawi has yet to fully capitalize on these resources for national development. Mining Minister Joseph Makandawire, in a strongly worded statement on Facebook, justified the export ban, stating, "This measure has been taken in order to sanitize the mining sector as the ministry undertakes reforms to bring efficiency and transparency in mineral rights administration. The ban takes effect immediately and will remain in place until further notice," the Ministry of Mining confirmed in an official statement. One might ask, what has triggered this sudden policy shift?
Because everybody's been getting rich out of Africa, but Africa. Pause that. Because they're getting scared. Everybody's getting rich out of these corporations are getting rich out of Africa. And everybody in Malawi is poor as fuck. I remember when I first hired the brother in Malawi that wanted to work for me. But his English wasn't good enough. I said, "Brother, your English ain't good enough. Can't nobody understand. I can understand you, but most people wouldn't be able to understand you. Your English is not as good." The amount of money being stolen out of Africa is trillions of dollars a year. Trillions. So Africans have got to take back their power. Go ahead, Joe.
That's true.
From Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, countries that have recently taken a stand against foreign exploitation of their natural wealth. To answer these critical questions, we must analyze the recent developments in these nations and how Malawi's decision fits into this broader movement. Malawi's ban follows a directive from Vice President who ordered a 21-day review of all existing mining contracts. This move is part of a larger trend in which African nations are reassessing deals that have historically favored multinational corporations at the expense of local economies. The Malawian government has also been engaged in a high-stakes battle with Columbia Gem House, a US-based gemstone company, over unpaid taxes and royalties. Since mid-2022, the government has demanded more than $309 billion from the company for rubies extracted over the past decade. The allegations are damning. Nyala Mines Limited, a Columbia Gem House subsidiary, reportedly paid
Africans, Africans, you've been free 60 years. It's time for you to goddamn build your own fucking mind and shit. Goddamn. Teach your people like Joby said that we're educated. Stop doing that church shit. Got motherfuckers reading the Bible and all this nonsense shit in the schools. Teach them about the minerals in the ground and that they belong to you. You start minding your own shit when you keep all the money. You don't share nothing with nobody but your people. All these countries supposed to be way richer than fucking Dubai or Abu Dhabi. You got 10 times the wealth of this fucking Northeast African countries that they stole. Even that wealth belongs to you. You're 10 times richer than any fucking Dubai. But you're a fucking dummy. 60 years you're supposed to be independent. The educational system, like Joby said, is fucked up. Then they got people reading the Bible in school. What is wrong with you? That's why you go make your dumb deals. You go, you sit down, these presidents grew up in the same fucked up schools. I'm meeting the white man, my Jesus. He's going to tell me to give all my minerals to him. I'm going to say, yes, white man. But the white man's a thief and a fucking criminal. And your mind's all fucked up. You can't make this up. You got $390 billion that they stolen from you. And that's the shit they're supposed to give you. So their profit is double that. That's the part they kept from you. So you talking about these people that pulled almost $1 trillion out of Malawi in the last 10 years and giving you nothing. That's why you got to decolonize your fucking mind. Crazy.
Generating an estimated $4 billion in revenue from Malawian rubies. To put this into perspective, the amount claimed from Columbia Gem House is nearly 30 times Malawi's annual GDP, according to the International Monetary Fund.
One company is making in Malawi 30 times Malawi's GDP. That means all the wealth of Malawi is going to some crackers. While their GDP is 30 times smaller than the crackers that's in there taking their wealth out. This is crazy. It's like me going to Joby's house, taking all this shit out of there, and then making billions of dollars, and Joby's left with $3. There you go, Joby. Here's your $3.
IMF. This is a glaring example of how foreign corporations have been enriching themselves while leaving Malawians in poverty, with nearly 75% of its 24 million citizens living in extreme poverty. Malawi cannot afford to continue exporting its resources for a pittance while it's in a groundbreaking
Yeah, so that's the video over there. So
this is all of Africa. All of Africa. Living in poverty, all the minerals. And Kenya was even slick. I know Kenya's 10 times richer than it is because they gave them conservative ships. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna conserve the animals. I knew when I first heard that shit, I said, what? Who made this conservative shit in Kenya? All white people did. That's where the minerals are at. That's where the gold, the cobalt, gold, that's where all that shit at in Kenya. Got it.
It's crazy, man. But yeah, we're wrapping it up right there with the conversation of the day. Today, the pending conversation that we've not discussed, we shall continue with them tonight to talk about Sierra Leone and the FGM cases, which are on the rise, and the Nigeria new standard.
What's that? What's the FGM cases? What's that?
Female genital mutilation.
Oh, not that shit again, please. Come on.
We'll see you guys later on the Rhythm Scoop Show and of course the Africa Today Show. But come back and catch up with Iwaton, see what she's discussing.
We gotta keep talking about that female generation shit.
we gotta discuss it, man. We can't ignore things happening because those are some of the backache cultures, man. And so many women are dying, children are dying because of this. Yeah, it has to be addressed because we have some people who are fighting about it, and we have some people who actually believe this is part of our culture and used to be part
No,
of our culture.
it's backward culture. They did that because they were trying to control women. That's
Yeah.
how when we descended, so it's becoming coming back dumber and dumber. This is not part of your culture. This is dumb shit. We became morons. You don't cut no woman's genitals off, mutilate their genitals. Your
Well,
fucking mind.
there are women who can't change actually their mentality from that. So that's why it's really necessary to bring this education so that people can know what is really happening because it's not also allowed to be talked about that much. It's not a conversation. The survivors of this, backache behavior, who they're not proud to talk about it. They actually talk about it like crying, talking about
Of
how
course. Because now
yeah,
you destroyed the woman's sex life. You destroyed
yeah,
them as being a pure human being.
and
You
then
went
she's
against you gone
it.
against the creator of the universe. Crazy.
They're kicked out of their homes if they don't also do that. So it's not crazy. John School, I don't know which coconut soup you're talking about, by the way. You've been saying about the coconut soup. Which coconut soup?
Coconut soup.
I
Who's
don't
eating
even
that?
I
That's
don't
that's one of your British dishes, nigga. Coconut soup.
because I don't know what coconut soup you've been talking about. What makes you think I've been taking coconut soup? Is it
That's
you know
that's one of those horrible British dishes.
because I don't know where that is coming from. But much love, family. See you guys later. Peace.
I know you seen all them British niggas on TikTok, Jim Mosquito, all mad with your horrible cooking, that horrible British shit.
Princess na kuorganize ID Kenya sijatoka da wanachagua vichochoro na nikikuja da sini kufikisha moro mimi najua uko da
Who's this, Joby?
Please, Calligraph Jones.
Damn, look like you got, dang, like you got, he been eating good, look like he got a whole lot of patterns, goddamn. Last time he should have been able to play with that champion. He got a whole lot of patterns.